Hi everyone, welcome to P-Bolic Notes. My name is Michael Kirkchin, and today is January 30th, 2022. I'd like to share with you some of what's going on the cryptocurrency space and what I'm seeing on my end with what's happening last couple of days. If I just share my computer screen quickly, that way I can show you what I'm seeing on the charts. So as far as the Bitcoin dominance is still at around 42%. So meaning that obviously Bitcoin has a major impact on what's going on with the cryptocurrency marketplace. If I look at, let's say, some of the layer one protocols, for example, I mean, if I just do a quick difference between what's going on between Ethereum and Bitcoin. So we see that as far as these two blue chips are concerned, the trend basically is, as far as Ethereum is concerned versus Bitcoin, it looks like it's a bit more bearish. So Ethereum is kind of trending downwards versus Bitcoin. So what this does, obviously, that if you're going to be betting between one of those two tokens, if I look at the weekly chart, it looks like you're better off holding Bitcoin for the immediate future, just because Ethereum has been doing negatively versus Bitcoin. And let's say if I look at what is going on, let's say, the weekly chart, if I just go to the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we see that it's kind of in a space where I like looking at the SMA and EMA crossover. So SMA 20 and the EMA 21. So Bitcoin is still in bearish territory. So obviously it's still below these numbers. So this is a great indicator that I learned from Ben Cohen, and he says basically whenever Bitcoin is below the 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA, this is when altcoins will do very bad versus Bitcoin. So we see we're still there below those lines. And let's say if I remove this and if I just do a quick comparison to kind of compare this basically to see what we're doing with the other coins. Let's say if I look at if I take this and if I just go to the daily chart of Bitcoin, so we see if I look at the 50-day moving average and 200-day moving average, it's also very negative. It's actually done a death cross over here where the 50-day moving average is below the 200-day one. And if I look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, so we see that it's almost forming. Also, we're seeing like a double top, like we're seeing an M formation here. So curious to know if this is going to be going below this, if it's going to break here, or if it's going to be going not break the support line. So I would just remove these indicator lines. And let's say, so this is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. So again, it's kind of bearish, not a great chart. So let's see what it does if you can hold this support line here, or if it's going to be breaking the support line. So that's one thing that we got to pay attention to. And then if I look at what Ethereum is doing, which is versus the US dollar. So we see that Ethereum as well, it's kind of still like it's broken this trend. So I put this corridor over here to pay attention to what's going on with on a weekly chart. So it had stayed really between these two lines for quite some time. So it looks like as of over here, it kind of broke below it, which was around $4,000 US. So now since then it's gone down to well below that. So this obviously was a very bearish break for Ethereum. So gotta pay attention to that. And if I look at some other layer one protocols, let's say if I look at Solana or let's say Cardano. So Solana obviously versus US dollar weekly chart, again very bearish. So basically it's got down to levels they hadn't seen really since last August. And if I look at what's going on with Cardano, that as well, it was very bearish. So I see it's again, it's a very kind of a negative chart. So it's and the trend is still very bearish with Cardano as well. So so it's kind of staying between if I put a trend line, so it looks like it's staying between this corridor for now. Obviously, we want to see this break this this trend as soon as possible. And then if I remove these trend lines, and then if I look at a couple other protocols also, let's say if we do one more. Let's say if we look at Polkadot, which really is it's a complete different protocol than Ethereum and Bitcoin. So Polkadot as well, it's at points right now. If we look at this weekly chart, it's not doing that great. So it's been going really trending negative since last November. And if I do a Polkadot versus Ethereum chart, just to kind of compare how Polkadot is doing versus Ethereum, so it looks like it's kind of similar. They're both kind of in bear territory, so it's oscillating versus Ethereum. And then, just out of curiosity, if I just look at a couple of other tokens, which would be, let's say, Sandbox and so forth. These would be, let's say, Metaverse and gaming tokens, just to see if they're also bearish or they're doing a little better than these layer ones. So it looks like Sandbox is doing okay. I mean, it looks like it's if I look at, let's say, the weekly chart, it looks like it had a nice bull run, and then it went down quite a bit, but it looks like it's trying to kind of break out of it. So we'll pay close attention to it, even though it has lost certain ground. If you look at the all-time highs of November, and if I look at some other coins, some other tokens, which would be, let's say, if it's Gala, which also is a gaming token, it's also very bearish. If I look at let's say Enjin token, it's kind of, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's Enjin as well. It's not doing that great because it looks like it's hit lows that hadn't seen in October. So it looks like from sometime in November and December, it started. Enjin almost went to $4, and then now it's gone down quite a bit. It's around obviously it's in bearish territory. It's $1.69, and then we'll do one last one. Let's see if I look at what's going on with Decentraland. Decentraland as well is kind of pretty bearish as well. So all in all, it's not a phenomenal market. So it's one of those things where we just gotta hang in there with the tokens that we're holding for the long term, and the ones that will come back obviously are those that have a good utility and good use case, and that actually have a good project that will recover once this whole marketplace recovers. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.